Face the world before it faces you. 10 reasons why you shouldn't send your kids to school this school year. 1. The COVID cases are not being handled properly. Some of the cases that are not being reported actively, they're waiting 2 to 3 weeks to actually report the facts of the numbers in the cases. There's multiple strands, multiple boosters, and multiple situations that you're putting your kids in while sending them to school. The government is not handling this as an epidemic anymore, or a pandemic anymore. They're trying to hide the truth, and they want you to send your kids to school and get sick, which is basically playing with your child's livelihood and their life. Second reason to not send your kids to school this year, Robb Elementary parents are still looking for answers. There were multiple entities that dropped the ball that year, that day, or that week. Hiding the truth for some odd days or some odd weeks, not coming out with the actual footage, taking forever to release the footage, or the police respond time. It's just like they're almost playing with your child's life, and they pick and choose when they want to do what they want to do. Why send your kids back to school when they're not being protected by the police? Why send your kids back to school when a mother, I believe the lady name is Angelique Gomez, was a mother of two that ran into the elementary, to Robb Elementary that day of the shooting. God bless those children that passed away, and my heart goes out to the families that lost anybody in that tragic accident in Uvalde, Texas. But at this point, I feel like it's on the parents or the guardians to protect the children, because the schools are not going to protect your children. The government is not going to protect your children. It's up to the parents or the guardians to protect your children. Like if you have to send your kids to school, if you need like a babysitter or something like that, I kind of can understand why you would send them with everything going on in the world. But I personally seen this story and read this story, and they actually tried to hide this story from the news. I don't really see too many people talking about it. The mother that run in the school, Robb Elementary, after being tased by a police officer, runs into school, get her 2 kids and maybe some other kids too, and she saved these kids and bring these kids out while police are fighting against the mother to go inside to save the children. You're sending you're sending threats to the woman, not wanting her story to come out, and being arrested after she's saving children. Like, who gets arrested after saving a child during a mass shooting in a school? Like, what did she do wrong? As a parent, as a human being, fuck a parent, excuse my language. As a human being, who can sit and listen to hearing gunshots and just not make a move and still argue and talk? So I respect that lady, Angelique Gomez. I hope I'm saying your name right. I respect her, I salute her, and I honor her. And if I have a chance, I would love to talk to her, sit down and talk with her, and just figure out what actually happened on that front line that day, and what did you see and what did you experience. That was my second reason. My third reason is your children aren't being accepted by the teachers because of their race. Let's be real here. Racism is real. We know the majority of the people that have the hate in their heart and the hate in their soul. You can see the hate in their eyes. And every day, these parents are dropping their kids off with racist teachers, racist principals, racist police. Favoritism does exist. There's certain teachers that aren't going to want your children in their classroom. There's certain teachers that's going to be teaching your kids certain things. So it's pick and choose who they want and what they want and when they want it. I personally went to school on the East Coast, Then I went to school for a little bit in the South, and I know for a fact racism is there, it's present. It's, if you look for it, it's there. If you talk to your kids and ask them about it, I'm pretty sure they have a story to tell you. It's very much present. It's very much active. So my thing is to protect your children. You make the decision for your child. Don't let the government force you to send your kids back to school just because it's back to school time. You can homeschool them, virtual school, or hey, take some time to teach them what you want to teach your kids. I don't know, but I know for a fact that there is racism. And there's certain kids that will be looked at first to be protected versus the kid that's been giving you trouble all year, or the child that mother comes up here with an attitude, or the father that comes picking the child up late, or having an attitude with the teacher. You got to understand that will, and it does trickle down to your kids. It's a reason why they keep your child's records on file for 7 years after they leave elementary. There's a reason that those records are being held for those many years. That's only reason 3. I'm going to try to get through these next reasons, but I don't want to scan it and rush it. If anybody feel like, okay, I need you to tap on this situation a little more or go into this situation a little more, please comment, like, subscribe, email, reach out to me. I would definitely get back on these topics. I would definitely get into the situation a little more, and I can elaborate. My 4th reason why you shouldn't send your kids back to school this year, which is 2022, 2023. It's August. We're in the month of August. We are in a recession, but the government won't say it. You can see it. You can feel it. Go to the stores. Talk to some people. Educate yourself. Watch the news. Maybe you might personally understand the situation. There's certain real estate companies, mortgage companies shutting down left and right. Certain contract companies shutting down left and right because they don't have the means, or people are foreclosing or reneging on certain deals. And the government they're picking and choosing the states they want to send the relief to, whether there's a stimulus check or any type of relief fund or any type of help. It's 50 states or more in the United States. I want to say there's only 10 to 11 states that's actually getting some type of relief help in regards to this recession. The government don't want to say it, but we are in a recession. And it seems like it's only getting worse. In order to fix a problem, you have to acknowledge the problem. They're not acknowledging the problem. Pick and choose what you want to do. By all means, I'm giving you the tools to make the decision for yourself. We are in a recession, whether you want to accept it or not, or maybe you're well off and you don't feel the recession. Whether you feel it or not, we are in a recession. Reason 5, the heat. The heat is pretty much unbearable for adults. Kids get hotter faster than adults, but they're able to just withstand it and just continue to keep playing because their mind is not focused on the heat. Your child can pass out due to the heat and due to you trying to get them to this school, or being on a bus, or taking them in a car where you might not have gas, or you might not even have gas money to get your child to and from school Monday through Friday. Maybe you might need to homeschool them. Maybe you might need to virtual school them. But I truly believe parents should not send their kids to school this year. My reason 6, public schools get grant money for your kids' attendance. So that's why it's pushed back to school, get ready, back to school. The main reason why they want your child in that school so they can get paid. Every child that comes to school based off attendance, that's why they have you come to school, enroll early. They want to enroll early so they can get that state government grant money for your child. They get paid, basically. The Board of Education get paid for you to put your child in harm's way. Knowing that the police response is not going to be what it is. Knowing that they're going to wait to release the footage. Knowing that there will be casualties. Knowing that parents who try to save their children will be arrested or either tased or threatened. They still want you to send your child to school this year so they can get that grant money. It's not to to teach your child to be the next Elon Musk or to be the next whatever or whoever you want to pick or whoever you're striving for your kids to be. At the end of the day, the public schools that's not their main focus. Their main focus is not based on promotions or graduations. They get paid based off your child's attendance. They get grant money off of their attendance. And most of these schools look the same exact way they looked 10 years ago. And if I'm not mistaken, there were certain board of educations that was holding the money. Certain governments and mayors holding the money and not dispensing the money to the school. Why is that? Where's the money? What's going on? The money should be on the teachers, but there's a new law being passed, or may have already been passed, and it's not to protect your children. It's mainly to protect the teacher. If you want to look into that, reach it. I might touch back on the situation, but like I said, I'm going to try to skim through these steps. I'm on step 6, or reason 6, not even a step, a reason. So reason number 7, we might be going to war with China, North Korea, and Russia. Those are 3 powerful places in the world. Very intelligent. The intelligence here. They have intel here in America now as we speak. We might be going to war with Russia. A couple days ago, I want to say North Korea or China threatened to shoot down Nancy Pelosi's helicopter or plane if they were to shoot it. If that was to happen, we know for a fact that will start a war. If you're intelligent, you watch the news, you know anything about current events, you know anything about politics, you know United States don't take light to threats. That is a live threat. While she's over there, she's closer to Taiwan, or she's trying to go to Taiwan, and she's being threatened basically. And most Republicans are blaming her for saying she shouldn't have let out her schedule. She shouldn't have put out her schedule so far. She shouldn't have made the decision to go in advance. But at the end of the day, let's look at reality. Face the world before it faces you. We might be going to war with China, North Korea, or Russia. We're going to sit back and I might revisit that topic on a different situation and just focus on that topic. But just remember where you heard that here first. Reason number 8, mental health is at an all-time high. Some of these kids are being raised by women with mental health issues, men with mental health issues. Some of these kids are being raised by parents with trauma. Trauma trickles down to children. These kids are being raised by someone that's not fit to raise these people. So that's why they might want to drop that child off. They might, I need time for myself. I don't want to be dealing with this person. Some of these kids are being abused. And to come to school and have to deal with all this other stuff that's going on. Your friend might have got killed, or you know somebody that might have got killed in this horrific accident that took place in Uvalde, Texas, where certain entities dropped the ball. I would not trust the entities with my children, my sister's children, my brother's children, my friend's children, anyone's children. I'd rather homeschool and teach them what I need to teach them, or virtual school. Mental health is at an all-time high, and it's not enough entities or companies or even enough money to fix the problem. That's why crime is on the rise. That's why the crime is what it is. That's why you see shootings out the left and right like the Wild Wild West. That's why you see what you see on the news. And to be honest, multiple police departments are resigning. Most police departments are understaffed. Everything I'm saying is public records. If you don't want to do the due diligence and look for it yourself, I can give you these links. I can put these links in there. All you have to do is just reach out and talk and communicate with me. I can communicate back. Face the world before it faces you. Reason number 9, your kids are being punished for the actions of these mass shooters. The majority of these kids have other things that's going on. They might have a medication in it. They might have something that they don't want their friends. They might have an EpiPen or something. They might be allergic to something. They might have an asthma pump or certain medication they got to take at a certain time, right? With these bags, like now the state is making these clear bags mandatory. So now your kid has less privacy now. Now you have to see what's going on in the bag. From what I educated myself on, none of these students that attend these schools are shooting their schools up. It's usually an 18 or 19-year-old from another school targeting elementaries. And that shooting that happened in Uvalde, Texas, happened, I want to say, the last week of school, the last 2 weeks of school. So if you believe that that is the last shooting that's going to happen in school, I really, really figure that something might be wrong with you, because history repeats itself. I'm not going to go too deep in on that. Your children are being punished for these mass shooters, whether it's certain classes they have to be in now, or the change around. Okay, you can't be in this class, or you can't sit there. They're gonna change the schools, and the seating in the classrooms are gonna be more favoritism based now. I'm not a teacher, but I know common sense, and history does repeat itself. And last but not least, reason number 10, schools won't make your children smarter or get them that dream job that you might want or they might want. These schools aren't it. It's mainly what you're taught day to day, day in and day out. What are you taught at home? What are you striving for? Who do you know? What do you know? It's not so much of what you're taught at school. Yes, school is a great experience to communicate with people from different walks of life. But I want to honestly give this message out to whatever parent out there looking for answers or unease, or you might not even realize these reasons or understand what's going on, and you just like, I've been dealing with these kids this whole summer. Maybe we can start some non-profit organization in certain areas and get this thing going, and we can teach the kids and protect the kids on our own. But your kids and our kids are being targeted, and we have to face the world before it faces us. This is sincere. This is my sincere message. Peace and love.